to go and see Rich now. This is the boat, and we're in Morden at the moment, although the boat will be in Ipswich when we start. These are the stairs, and here we are, and this is Rich. Hello Rich.
Hello Mark, welcome.
Thank you.
We've just come down the companionway stairs into what we call the saloon. This would have been the hold in the days that the barge was carrying cargo. So that's why it's so big. It's just a big square box with the ends rounded off. And I'm standing behind the counter in what you call the galley on a boat. So this is the kitchen, and this is where everybody helps to cook and clean and wash up. Okay. And you'll see there the table where we sit and eat our breakfast, lunch and evening meal. Although to be fair, lunch is very often done in two watches or two teams because we're doing something during the day. We're not necessarily going to stop the boat for lunch. We might be sailing somewhere. So you'll have lunch and prepare lunch for the other team who are sailing the boat and then swap over. That's how it tends to work. But where I am here, there's loads of cups underneath this counter, and this is a very rare moment that the kettle isn't on because the ship does run on tea, quite essentially.
Good.
And there's hot and cold running water to the sink, but because it's in a boat, the water doesn't run away by itself. We actually pump the sink out, look, like I'm doing there. That's because the water might be the same level on the outside as the water in the sink, so it wouldn't necessarily run away when we're sailing. When you bring your food aboard, there's a fridge over here, reasonable size, large domestic fridge, but not a massive freezer unit, so we do encourage lots of fresh food.
Okay.
And in here, it's a pantry where you'll be stowing food. So there's usually some bits and pieces left over, but we're never quite sure what that's going to be, so you better assume that you're going to bring everything you need.
Okay.
The ship will provide bedding, tea towels, and a chef's uniform. You have to bring your own hat. Okay, you can bring a pinny that's a bit ruder than that if you want to.
And so we'll be having 3 square meals a day, I presume?
Certainly 2, yeah.
Certainly 2.
But lunch might be sandwiches or soup or something simple on the go.
Okay.
But at that time of year it's going to be relatively warm, so probably not soup. Yeah, what else can I tell you here really? That's the gas cooking. Gas is probably the most dangerous thing we've got aboard, but it's actually brilliant for cooking.
Okay.
Because it's quick, usable heat. And it's a really big range. And as I say, this is where we sit and eat together, and this is where you have a communal space for free time.
Oh, you got a wood burner?
Yeah, it's a coal stove.
Wow.
And you can bring back driftwood from the beach and make a fire if it's cold enough, or make a fire on the beach if it's warm enough and have a barbecue.
Hey, that's some books and some games you said as well?
And there will be games, there's a few games there, but there'll be a lot more than that. Over where you're standing, Mark, there'll be boxes of waterproofs, because we provide waterproofs as well for people.
Okay.
Plus there'll be 2 or 3 boxes of games
for
your use. Usually in the evening after we finish doing things together.
Fantastic.
And then if you go down the corridor here, which you did a few moments ago, but if we're doing a repeat, then on either side here there's a toilet. So they're marine toilets, and the one you're pointing at now on the right hand or starboard side has got a small shower in it around the corner there. So the only difference between a sea toilet and a land toilet is on a sea toilet you pump it out.
Okay.
Whereas you just press a handle at home, but on here you just have to pump it out and leave it clean for the next person.
Okay.
This will be your first class accommodation.
Oh, you gentlemen.
For you and your colleague.
Fantastic.
And then beyond the water tanks here, there are 2 twin berths and 2 triples. So people will need to be happy to share and get to know the person or people that they're with.
Okay.
But how you divide people up will, to be honest with you, be down to your decision in discussion with your group of people.
Okay, great.
If people know each other, they might want to share.
Cool. So 5 nights of free hotel.
4 nights.
4 nights.
5 days, yeah.
4 nights, 5 days.
Yeah.
Hotel on the sea.
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you want to take us up to the top of the boat maybe and give us a little walk around that one?
Certainly can, yeah. So when you come up and down the companionway stairs, you always face the stairs. just in case you happen to slip.
Right, I'll remember that.
And then once you're up there, what we'll do is we'll go up to the bow, to the front of the boat. You've got to bear in mind that at the moment she's in winter refit, so she's not rigged. You can't see the sails, but you can look over there at some other barges and you'll see they are rigged.
Okay.
And where we are now, I'm leaning
Yeah.
on one of the two bits, these uprights bits, and this large winch here between me and you is the anchor windlass. So each time we stop, once we've left our berth in Ipswich, when you come with us, because it will be in Ipswich, we'll be alongside there, so you'll step on from a quay, but after that we'll be anchoring each of the other nights, and sometimes if we stop somewhere during the day, and that's when the mate throws this anchor chain over, down it goes, and the anchor stops the boat floating away while we go and do some other things, which could be overnight. And then in the morning we have to wind the anchor up before we can go anywhere.
Right.
So you'd be that side with a handle, that side of the winch, I'd be this side, unless I could find someone to do it for me, of course, Mark, which you can probably imagine would be my desire. And then we would wind up the anchor again. So looking back across the deck from here, you can see that although the barge isn't rigged with all of the sails, you can get a pretty good idea of the deck layout. The green hatches across the top there in the middle are where the hatches would come off to load and discharge cargo. When the barge carried cargo. Now of course they're permanently fixed, but we don't tend to walk across them simply because when you walk across them you're up high and you might trip over and slip and so forth. So we work by walking around the deck, and we go onto the green if we have something specific to do there, which sometimes there is to do. And around the side of the barge you've got safety rails that will stop you if you did happen to stumble, but they're just there for that purpose, so it's always good to lean in rather than out. And also walking around the deck, you can probably see there are two yellow beams going across, one of them just in front of the mast, not far from where we are. So a sail will be attached to that when we're sailing, so you need to be behind that. They're called horses. You need to be behind the horses when we're sailing, or well in front of them. Where I am here would be safe, but you wouldn't want to be between me and that forehorse. And much the same is the case with the main horse further back there in front of the steering wheel, which is that green cover quite near to the stern of the barge.
Okay, for sound purposes,
Yeah.
do you think we could go back down and you tell us a little bit about maybe where we will travel to, or what maybe bits of land we might discover on our adventure?
Save some battery then, yeah.